The times are getting colder, the evenings are getting darker, but the books apparently keep getting better and better, and so I will have to do another review of a book that I have just read. Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katarina and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be, as I previously stated, reviewing another book. This one, however, is pretty special because one, I went into it without knowing anything and I think that made it better, and so I will try not to spoil you so that you can have the same experience as I did. And second of all, it is a horror book of sorts, but with very intriguing themes and with very intriguing characters, and for that alone, it deserves to be read by more people. As most of the horror that I'm reading right now, it is a Hindi horror, and so I would please ask you to go and support the author, because if I'm doing a review and it not clearly states that I don't like it, it's because I really enjoy it. And so you'll probably know that by the end of this, I'm going to be telling you to buy this book. So don't forget to support your indie horror authors and others. So the book that I'm going to be talking about is called Deification by Brooklynn Dean. Not only does the cover has a lot, in my opinion, of 90s vibes, almost, the thematics of this book are extremely accurate. I really enjoyed it. First of all, I want to tell you that Brooklynn Dean's writing style is extremely sensual and extremely well done. It's a really amazing prose. I really enjoy all of the words that she uses in every single part of her writing, and it makes for a fast-paced writing, even if not everything is action-packed in her writing. Why? Because all of the words are where they are supposed to be, all of the expressions used are the ones that are supposed to, the ones that make you feel like the book is readable faster. You want to know more and more about the characters, you want to know more and more about the action, and want to get to the end of the book and read more if possible. I am currently already 40-something% into the second book, Grieving the Spirit, so you know that I really enjoy this first one. The writing style is just brilliant. I have never read a writing style quite like Brooklyn's. I think that it's very near perfection, to be quite honest. Taking that out of the way, the thematics and the world building are also great. So the story centers in our world, which by itself shouldn't be as incredible and amazing as one would guess. However, it centers in our world, but with a little twist, is that the skies are sort of opening. And so you kind of get a perspective from our characters, from how the world used to be and how it is currently. For instance, cell phones don't really work at the moment, and I don't believe computers do too. I might be wrong, but yeah. So already we have small little details that are a part of our world, but we cannot rely on, and so it makes for a little bit more separated world entity than the one that we normally know. This is the case why I say the world building is extremely well done, and also because it's not quite our world, is it? Because the skies are opening and stuff is coming. The main premise of Deification is that basically our main character is working with another main character to create the apocalypse. Our main character is called Torrance. She can also be treated by Tor, and she is a very complex character. In a way, we love her, because how could we not? And since she's one of the main perspectives of the book, it is very hard not to love her. However, we pretty fast get to a place in our minds where we know that loving her may not be the exact best thing to do, because she is not a good person. She does not want to be a good person, and she does not attempt to be a good person. However, there is sweetness and kindness in her in some ways. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's about her and her merry men and how they want to bring forth the apocalypse. So already with a synopsis like this, you can understand that there are going to be specific thematics that Brooklynn is going to get into. In this specific case, religion is one of them. So the book in itself, and I do believe the rest of the books in this series, since I'm reading the second, has a lot to do with religion, not only with the good versus the bad and heaven versus hell, but also understanding what exactly is religion to us and as a human norm, let's just say, and what exactly are we taking away from it and what it takes away from us. So what it demands from us and what it gives to us in a way. And do things have to be, in this case, specifically like Catholicism preaches. So of course, if you have a little bit squirmish interaction with religion, maybe it's not the best book for you. However, this poses a lot of other questions. For instance, what is the meaning of art in humanity? And are we really the humans that we think we are just because we constrain ourselves to societal norms? Or would we be the humans that we should be if we actually broke free of those norms and were able to express every single opinion, do every single action that we think it's best and that we would want to do? So these are very extreme discussions happening in this book, not always as character discussions, but as a lot of reflection. And so if you don't like a book that, although it has a lot of action, has a lot of reflective moments, then maybe, again, it's not the best for you. However, I do think that the timing and the pacing of both of them is so well done and interconnected that you cannot have one without the other, because every single action and every single thought and every single saying that the characters have has a lot to do with the discussions that are happening with them and in the world surrounding them. So of course you are following this evilness, and of course you're going to have, as normally we have, something good to confront it. I don't want to spoil this. Oh my god. So that's also one of the thematics here, good versus evil, and what is good, what is evil, and why can't they be both, and can't we have a little bit of each inside? Which one is better? How can we actually be saved? And of course, in which one should we believe, since we see a lot of human beings doing a lot of kind and amazing things, but do they do them only because they're constrained, as I told you, and confined by social norms, or because they're actually like that, they're virtuous in their own beings? And is evil always evil, or is just free will, so to speak? I really like these discussions. I think that this is a book that has a lot to be kept in your mind. I think it's a book that it's great to be read and discussed, even if you want to discuss it with family, discuss it with a book club. I think it's one that is mostly and will be mostly comprehended through discussion. I do want to point out that a friend of mine recommended me this book, and he is a follower of her main character, so to say. I have some doubts, although I really enjoy her, but I do enjoy characters talking. I do enjoy the rest of the characters. Even more secondary characters play a very incredible and very needed part for the story to move on, and the main characters aren't alone in their pedestal of main character. So every single one of the characters is a 3D character that you can see that has flaws, but has also other things going on for them. And they are described specifically by traits, virtues, or other stuff that they have inside them. And again, that's another discussion that you can talk about. I love the dynamics and relationships between the main character and the other characters, and I think that I can expect a lot of more character relationships and incredible things coming forth in the second book. That said, I know that I didn't say a lot about Deification, but I do believe that the best experience that you can have is to actually read it, taking it upon yourself, joining Tor or not, in her journey and what it means to be human and what it means to be good or bad. I think that if you ever pose these questions to yourself, you're going to really enjoy this book. And if you didn't, is also a great horror slash apocalyptic slash, I don't want to say urban fantasy, but there are some magical things going on, but I think you can go with horror and apocalyptic situations, which are always fun. I do want to warn you though that there are trigger warnings, of course, for talks of religion, for deaths, blood, some descriptions, not too gory, I would say, but some descriptions of killing and murdering, and also descriptions of rape, which if there's something that, not obviously in a bad taste. I don't think Brooklynn is capable of writing anything in bad taste. However, if you're squirmish about those things, please do not, okay? I do think, however, that her writing is capable of enticing us into liking a book and liking the moralities and trying to fight it, but at the same time being completely enticed by it. So I am very, very anxious to finish the second book, to read the third one, and to love the series as I am currently already doing. So that's going to be all for this video. If you like it, leave a like or subscribe, and tell me in the comments down below if you know Brooklynn's writing, if you know any of her books, if you know her, and if you want to now after this review, if you're going to read Deification or not. I think that you should, but that's entirely up to you, or not. I mean, look into my eyes. You could, because Halloween is coming and the darkest of the nights is coming and yada yada, and so I think that you could still squeeze a little bit of horror and a little bit of apocalypse before your Halloween days. So that's going to be all for today, and happy readings to you all. Bye!